if I was some crazy person that wanted to ban knives, right?
That would be mildly inconvenient.
I could then, so if I turned around to you and say, if I brought up a picture of a 5-year-old girl whose father went schizo, killed mum and daughter, stabbed to death, and looked you in the eye and say, how very dare you? Your morality is so low that you honestly care more about your inconvenience than you do about the life of that girl. Putting morality on policy is a very, very bad idea.
But that's what politics are.
You agree with me. You agree with me.
I do.
Hang on. You don't know what I'm going to say. You agree with me about the fact that, yes, people are going to die from knife injuries in this country. And, to quote Charlie Kirk, it is worth it because knives do X, Y, Z as well. You agree with that position. Unfortunately, people are going to die from stab injuries in this country. We can do everything in our power to reduce that number as much as possible. But is it worth it so that everybody can have knives? Yes, it's worth it so that everybody can have knives. That's the same argument that he made. And I think that's a reasonable argument to make. That's not the same thing as him for advocating gun violence. That's a completely separate issue. Because the reality is, in America, there are far more uses of self-defense injuries than there are of offence injuries. If you just look at whether you're talking about rural America with all the animals that'll kill you as soon as look at you, the alligators, the mountain lions, the rattlesnakes that are just wandering about. My aunt's neighbour had a freaking alligator in a swimming pool in Florida the other day. To the cities where they're all freaking drugged up and scary. My friend Anthony, one of his friends got raped by a drugged up homeless person in Seattle. She bit down on his cock, and it was the imprint of that. They matched it to her teeth. That's what caught him. Like, these instances are happening all the time. At midnight, the Port Authority, which is the main bus station in Manhattan, like, it is a scary place to be, especially as they walk past and the way that they look at you. I was told, don't stand too close to the edge of the tube because random people will just come past and push you in. America is not the United Kingdom, and if I lived in America, hell yeah, I'd be fighting for the Second Amendment, and hell yeah, I think that it is worth it to protect society from those things.
That's fine.
And that's exactly the same thing as what he said. So if I suddenly got shot, would you be turning around and saying the same thing to me? Oh, well, she did advocate for this, that and the other. No,